Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Rachel Harris, and I just want to take a few moments to talk to you about today's topic of discussion, which is called focus. And the reason why I want to talk about focus as it relates to personal development is because yesterday I had an epiphany. I was like, oh my gosh, today makes 18 years of honorable service that I've been serving in the military. And I was just like, wow, this is an amazing accomplishment, because some people don't get a chance to see 18 years for whatever reason. And so I had to think about, I pretty much feel like I've done my country a service as to what has been asked of me. And as far as helping and mentoring and coaching and teaching and, helping others and whatnot. And so professionally, I feel like I've met all my goals. But personally, I feel like there's still work that needs to be done. And so today's topic of discussion is focus. And so sometimes we can lose focus by not being around people that help to build or lift us up, or there may be triggers, whereas something knocks you off focus of something that you haven't planned for or anything. And so some ways to help us kind of key in on our focus are goal setting, right? So at the beginning of the year, January, I did what everybody does, right? We all set these goals and we set these, okay, I'm going to lose 20 pounds by such and such and such, or I'm going to do this by such and such and such. And so I try to revisit my goals that I have listed in my phones as often as possible just to make sure I'm on track. And so I realized, we're about to be in June and it's almost about to be 2019. So, I had to relook at some goals and look at some things. I was like, okay, well, maybe I need to shift some things around to make sure that I'm still on target with these goals. So I have 25 goals that I list in my phone, and I revisit them every once in a while just to make sure that I'm on track for my plan of 2022. So plan 2022 is to let me know, hey, that might be the next chapter that I will be starting after the military, or when I want to be debt free, where I don't have any debt, I eliminate all debt, I don't owe any banks anything, I don't owe creditors anything. So 2022 is my year to ensure that all ducks are in a row, okay? And that's part of my goal setting for 2018 as well. So I believe it's important to check off your goals because it's a sense of accomplishment, even if it's something small as waking up in the morning and making your bed every day, right? Because that's the first thing that you do when you get up in the morning is make your bed. And it's just a small sense of accomplishment. Also, goal setting is good for just doing an azimuth check to make sure that you're on target with the things that you want to do, people that's in your life, and so on and so forth. And it's just a good feeling, right? So goal setting is really big. As it relates to another aspect of focus is learning from past mistakes, right? Because we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But at the same time, you can't dwell on those mistakes. You got to be able to look back and say, hey, I made those mistakes, and I used the past as a lesson. It's like school, right? You go to school to learn something. So I use the past as, okay, I learned what not to do or what I should be doing. And then as it relates to the future and ties in with goal setting, the future is like a promise that you make to yourself. So you're making to yourself a promise that, hey, I'm going to design my life in this way, and this is how I'm going to do it, and this is how I'm going to get there by goal setting. Okay, so you got your past, you got your present, and then you got your future, right? All right. And also, speaking about the present is like a gift, right? It's not promised, and everybody doesn't get to wake up in the morning. So what you decide to do with your day, you need to take control of your day. And even if it's something as small as journaling to capture what you're going to do each day and try to meet those small goals of your journal each day, that's just another way to help keep you on path. I use what is called 5-minute journal. So it only takes 5 minutes. It is an app that I pay for, but I feel like it's an investment in your future, your health, and your wealth. So I don't mind investing in things of that nature. So you take the 5-minute journal, you jot down a couple of things that you want to happen for the day, some things that you want to inspire to do, and then you reflect at the end of the day to ensure that you met those goals that you set for yourself. So that's just another way of capturing goal setting. As it relates to value, you want to ensure that the goals that you're setting have value, right? You want to be a person that is about getting results, because results speak volumes of you, right? It speaks volumes of your character. It speaks volumes of you as a person. And at the end of the day, the results is what's going to tell the story. So I think results is very, very big and is very, very important as it relates to values and goal setting. And also, we're going to talk about financial independence. So, of course, financial independence can be a distractor, a trigger, or something that helps to boost the morale in any type of relationship, in any type of event or whatever you have. Okay, so as it relates to financial independence, you want to make sure that you are your own investor. So, if that means if you have $1 and you keep 70 cents, right? So then you take 10 cents and you give that to charity, or you give that to tithing if you go to church, or you give that you just want to share 10% of your earnings with somebody, because when you're giving, you're receiving. So it's always good to share and be in a position where you can share so you can receive as well. And then also you want to take 10% of what you make, and you want to basically invest in some type of capital to help generate profit. So when you generate profit, it helps to generate cash flow, right? So you always want to ensure that when you're putting money into something, you're putting money into something for a profit. And you can even do that with your kids, right? Because wages, you have to wait till you're 14, 15, 16 to work a job. However, if you have capital that generates cash flow, you can start that at any time, and there's no limit. And so remember, capital is something that is generating a fortune. Wages is something that is generating a living, right? It's temporary. It's not something that's long term and that you're building upon. Okay. And so then lastly, you want to ensure that you want to leave a legacy for your kids, right? So just be mindful of your time, your goals, and the things that you want to do, and time that's being wasted. You want to ensure that it's time that's well spent. And then lastly, attitude. Attitude is everything, right? So if you're walking around and you have a bad attitude, and you put out what you're going to give back, right? So you want to make sure you have a positive attitude, and don't let people into your bubble space, right? Don't let that negative energy into your bubble space. You want to make sure that, hey, I'm on top of the world. I'm not going to let what you say get to me, because I know I have an end state. I have objectives. I have things I want to meet. I have goals I want to meet, and you're not going to deter me from those goals. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you find the information beneficial. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous day. And reach out to me if you just want some information or some advice. And, let's get it. See you at the top.